We throw around words like sunset and dusk all the time to talk about the end of the day, almost like they mean the same thing. But what if I told you they describe two totally different things? Seriously. One is a blink and you'll miss it moment, and the other, well, the other is this beautiful, lingering process. So let's dive in and finally get it straight.
So let's start with a big question. Think about it. When does the day really end? Is it that exact second the sun disappears from view? Or maybe it's a little later, when you can first spot the stars? It seems like a simple question, but the answer, as we're about to find out, is this really fascinating journey through light and shadow. All right, first up, let's talk about the main event, the headliner, the thing we all gather on the beach to watch, right? The sun's big disappearing act. We're going to get right into pinpointing the exact moment we call sunset. Okay, here is the absolute key to understanding this. Sunset is not the 20 or 30 minutes of amazing colors you see splashed across the sky. Nope. It's actually a precise geometric event. It is the exact instant that the very last sliver of the sun's upper edge dips completely below the horizon. It's so precise that meteorologists can actually calculate this moment right down to the second.
So the most important thing to remember is this. Sunset is an event, not an era. The moment it happens, bam, it's over. But that's not the end of the story, not even close. In fact, you could say that single moment is like the starting gun for the most magical part of the entire evening.
So, after the sun has officially set, we enter a period that's called twilight. And this is where the real magic happens. It's all thanks to the incredible science of lingering light. It's kind of wild to think about. Even though the sun is no longer visible to us down here on the ground, its rays are still shooting high up into the atmosphere. You can picture our atmosphere like a giant diffuser or a lampshade. It catches that light, scatters it all around, and bends it back down to Earth. That's what creates that soft, beautiful, ambient glow that we all know as twilight. And this is where dusk finally enters the picture. See, dusk isn't some separate thing that happens after twilight. It's actually part of twilight. It's simply the latter, darker part of it. Think of it as the final act of the Twilight show, right before night takes over completely. But wait, it gets even more specific than that, because of course it does. Scientists, and especially sailors back in the day, actually broke down this whole journey into night into 3 very distinct stages. So let's unpack them. So this whole progression happens in 3 acts. Act 1, right after sunset, is called civil twilight. It's still bright enough to see things clearly. You could probably even read a book outside without any trouble. Next up is nautical twilight. Now, it got that name because it was the sweet spot for sailors when they could still see the horizon line but also see the main stars needed for navigation. Pretty clever, right? And finally, we get to astronomical twilight. This is when the sky is almost completely dark, and it's only at the very end of this phase that astronomers consider the sky truly dark enough to do their work. All right, so let's just boil this all down nice and simple. Sunset is a specific event, a single moment in time when direct sunlight ends. Dusk, on the other hand, is a period of time. It's the tail end of twilight, and it's all about that fading, indirect light. So an event versus a process. That right there is the core difference. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's a neat bit of trivia, but why does this difference actually matter in the real world? Well, it turns out this distinction has some really important practical applications, and it helps us appreciate some pretty incredible natural wonders. I mean, think about it. Photographers are absolutely obsessed with the golden hour, right? Well, that beautiful soft light they're chasing, that happens during civil twilight. Pilots have specific, strict flight regulations that are tied to these exact phases. Many laws actually define what's legally nighttime as starting at the end of civil twilight. And it's not just about us. For the natural world, this gradual change in light is a huge cue for what are called crepuscular animals like deer and rabbits to become active. It's their alarm clock. And it even marks the specific time for prayers and rituals in many, many cultures around the world. So ultimately, the end of the day isn't like flipping a light switch. It's so much more graceful than that. It's a gradual handover from the light to the dark. It's a whole process, not just a single point in time, and it's full of all these subtle and beautiful changes. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Tonight, when the sun disappears, don't just think the day is over. Stick around. Watch what happens next. Notice the colors. Notice the fading light. See if you can spot that very first star. Now that you have this new understanding, what will you see in that magical space between the light and the dark?